This ain't entertainment. This is a move. This is prophecy with a pulse. A soundtrack for the remnant. We don't just make music. We speak fire from the corners of the city to the gates of the kingdom. From survival to revival, from chemo chairs to dry bones rising. Yorella's radio ain't just about beats. It's about power. Power to heal. Power to rise. Power to remember who we really are. We're street bred, spirit led, anointed with the oil of war and peace. We don't fold. We don't flinch. We go gangster on fear. We go holy on sickness. We go full of flames for the people of Yah. So if you're tired of dead religion, if you're done with fake healing, if your soul been searching for the real sound of heaven, you just tapped in. This is Yorella's, and this is the sound of faith on fire.
Oh, yes I do. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Walk in the door, smell the incense of prayer. But the whisper in the shadow, is it love or is it snare? You talk that talk while your brother's feet bleed. You smile for the loud, but you starve the needy. Yeah, notes the slander, he weighs the secret word. He hears the cries unheard, the prayers not yet heard. Do not speak evil of one another, he reminds. For the house is holy, no place for wicked design. Bring peace, seek the lost, feed the poor, bind the broken. If you lift up your hand to hurt my child, I will reckon. In my house, I plant and my hill holding high. I have goodies, my idol call it up. For those who hate, for those who lie. Quit. Who guard your pride, who let a brother fall while you stand aside. Know the scales are tipped by a righteous hand. No partiality in Yah's command. If a brother offend, go and speak alone. Make it right. Pursue peace with all men in the watching of the night. For love covers a multitude, the remedy's the same. Feed the hungry, bind the wounds, call each one by name. I will not turn my face from my house, I will not let my people abuse my name. Those who spread slander, those who set traps for the brother, their day comes. Those who lift the fallen, who break their bread, who stand in the gap, I enfold them. In my house there's both fire and bomb, I correct, I restore, I got you, I hold you. Like Esau's cry and Jacob's test, my judgment comes to sift the wheat from the rust. Not to shame the contrite, but to wake the proud, to tear down the altars where the wolf wears the shroud. If you will not seek peace, if you will not make amends, if you chase the brother down for gain, then the house contends. But if you stand in the gap and bear another's load, your name is written in the book, I guide you on the road. Oh, in my house I place, and in my house a golden well. For the hater, slanderer, I don't pour it out. For the healer, the feet of the one who pays it. I got you, oh, oh yeah. For the healer, I judge? Those who harm my brother. Who will I embrace? Those who heal and stand. What says Yah? I got you. I am holding you. Hear the cry from heaven, come out of the sin. Be separate from the light. Be holy as he is whole. Love as I have loved you. Seek the lost, bind the broken, judge righteously, not in malice but in truth. Oh, yeah. In my house, I go. In my house, the truth will rise. For the proud that steal the peace, I got you. Oh, for the hands that lift the poor, I am holding you. Sing it loud, sing it soft. Let the city hear. In my house, there's no place for hate or fear. We purge the wrong, we praise the right. We stand in the fire and come out. Bring your wounded, bring your shame. Bring the one you pushed aside. In my house, the judgment is heavy, but the mercy is wide. If you repent, I will restore. If you love, I will hold. This is my house. Come and be cleansed, be bold.
Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Rooted in Hebrew. My name is Mike. I'm glad. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Anita Williams. I'm glad you came in today, sis. Brother Kenneth, I'm glad you came in also. And Sister Angela and Brother Robert, I'm glad you all were able to make it in this day. Brothers, sisters, we have never seen days in which we're living, that we are witnessing right now to this very day. And you know, like many of us, we all know that this awakening has got the world in shambles. And it's concerning us. Shabbat Shalom, McCord. I'm glad you came in today. We are witnessing things that the world has never seen. Brother Earl, Shabbat Shalom, brother. I'm glad you came in. We've never seen nothing like this before. We never felt nothing like this before. And with this awakening, when it's all over said and done, brothers and sisters, it's going to be rude. And not the awakening. It's what you coming from, that's the rude. It's the rude. Because this where we're coming from has been demonically orchestrated for hundreds, even thousands of years ago to keep us in the dark. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Van P. This is what we have seen. We witnessed this stuff. We witnessed the hatred. We witness everything, from anything that has anything to do with keeping us in the dark. They did just that. They kept us in the dark. And I don't care how whether it was sinister or it was politely done or it was professionally done. They kept up that masquerade. That's what they did. We woke up and the world is highly upset. The world is highly upset. Now, brothers, don't get me wrong. I am going to speak on, well, let me say it this way. Truthfully, I'm not here to talk about Jehovah's Witnesses, but it always comes out though. It does. But is more so to encourage, not just only Jehovah's Witnesses, any brothers and sisters out there that is dealing with religion. And if you are under the assumption and you feeling faithful that you're serving the right creator, but you cannot be faithful if you're scared to search through the scriptures. That's one thing. If you have a fear of searching through the scriptures, and you got to go through some history too, you got to go through some history, because it's a reason why the heathens, the world, took our books out of our book. It was a reason why they did that. And I you know what, truthfully, when I was going over this information, I decided to look at Truth Unedited. I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. I try to stay on point with it. But this last one he did yesterday, he stuck a fork in it. He stuck a fork in it. Because he went into the book of Jubilees. And he read the prophecy that the Most High said what was going to happen to Israel. And it don't take a rocket scientist to read and to understand. This is the reason. This is what I'm hoping that, whoever it may be, you may be a Baptist or, Catholic, whatever. It really doesn't matter. What matters is, Yahushua said this good news of the kingdom will be preached in all the inhabited earth. And don't get me wrong, there's some religious organizations saying they're doing this. They are fulfilling this prophecy. See, people want to grab a hold to something and they want to put a stake on it. Brothers and sisters, you are the stake. Shabbat Shalom, Brother Dave. That's who you are. They can't claim anything because although we was in a sleep, although we did not know who we were, we had a claim that we didn't even know that we owned. The world cannot sit up here and claim that they're doing something when you woke up. They can't claim that, but they did. They tried to. And they're still trying to do it right down to this very day. You know what, Sister Van P? I went into let me see. What is this thing called? StreamYard. And they have a whole lot of messages. So I went in there and I started reading the messages. And then they said this is the preferred way to do things. I said, well, all right then. And so I had to click on something in order to get it's like two streams running, and it said preferred. I'm like, well, I went with one, but then I came back and did it again. No, they came back and said, no, this is preferred, and I just left it the way it was. That's the way I did it. But that's the information that I got out of it so far. But I'm gonna talk to some other brothers that's doing it, and and see what they're talking about. See what's the best way to go with it. But like I was saying, brothers, they cannot claim something that is belonging to you. And that's each and every last one of us. But it's best that you be woke to understand what is it that you own and what obligation that you have. You got to fulfill it. You got to fulfill it. But getting into Jehovah's Witnesses, this brother, he messaged me through TikTok, and I have that's where the music is at. Well, I have music on both channels, and he was asking me, he's new to the awakening, and he said, how do you cope with, this transition from being a Jehovah's Witness to waking up, and now you're understanding you Israel. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Cynthia. That's what he was asking me. And he said, and you know what? And I understood him, because he's saying, I have a problem with saying, an issue. He's trying to, with his studying of the scriptures, he kind of find out that Yahusha is his real name. So now he said he's battling between Jesus and remembering his name is Yahusha. I said, bro, that's going to come in time. It's going to come. I mean, this is what's happening. The Most High, this is what he want to see. He want to see effort of his people coming right back to him. And brothers and sisters, y'all go in there and you read Jubilees chapter 20, was it chapter 23? But brother, Truth Unedited. Well, better yet, this is just my encouragement. Look at Truth Unedited, the one he just did yesterday. Laid it down, stuck a fork in it. And matter of fact, you read those scriptures, brothers and sisters, you're going to see you all up in it. You're going to see you all up in those prophecies. When I spoke about we made that U-turn, brothers and sisters, we're those people. We are the Israelites who made that U-turn, and now we're going right back to the Most High, the way he wanted us to do from the word go. We are that privileged people who made that U-turn, and now we're on that road towards him. We got to go through some trials and tribulations. Hey, because our forefathers, they lost it. But now we're regaining it. But moving on. And like I said now, brothers, this is not to tear nobody down. There's going to be pros, but more so cons in religion. And it is what it is. Because it's going to be a con. Because it has not been sanctioned or sanctified by the Most High Yah. Israel, we have been sanctified. We have been blessed by Yah. That's who we are. Got to go through some discipline. We had to go through some discipline. Yes, we did. But we were still blessed. Because when it's all over said and done, Jacob is the one who's going to take that seat. No one else is going to stay. The church can sit there and say, we next. The church can say what they want to say, but the Most High is going to do what he's going to do. Now, I pulled up a video, and this is just a portion of what I have noticed about Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, I'm just telling you now, I was not even in grade school. Like I said, I remember one time we celebrated Christmas. We had a little white tree living in the project, sitting on top of a table, in just like everybody else do, in front of the window. That's the only time I remember that. I remember once my mother, she used to smoke. And it was back in the 70s. And then once she became a Jehovah's Witness, she stopped. And like I said, brothers, there are some pros, but there's a great deal of cons in religion. Now, Jehovah's Witnesses was about the only religion. Well, no, I'm sorry. I think Islam too. They frown upon smoking and things of that nature. But I do know Jehovah's Witnesses. They would disfellowship you for smoking and being drunk and things of that nature. But moving on. My mother, she came into becoming a Jehovah's Witness by means of my father. My father found out that there was 144,000 chosen to go to heaven. And my mother came into the truth by means of jealousy. She was upset that my father knew something about the Bible, and jealousy spurred her on to start a study with Jehovah's Witnesses so that she could know more than him. This is how she ended up becoming a Jehovah's Witness. And then after my mother became one, she talked to she was talking to my auntie. She became one. Then my grandmother. Now I'm gonna tell you something. My grandmother, and for you brothers and sisters that knows this, do you remember this picture of Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, and there was somebody else in that picture. I forgot who that third person was. But my grandmother had this picture of them in a clock with a red velvet material. But it's like nearby every black person in the neighborhood had that same picture and that clock. When you walk in the house, you would think that it was something like they had was it Malcolm X sister? Was it Malcolm X McCord? Was it Malcolm X? I think it was two white guys. I could be wrong. It could have been Malcolm X. I don't know. It's been, I mean, since you talking about going back into the archives of the mind. But that's, because I was a child. But my grandmother, she eventually, because I never forget, when she said she go become a Jehovah's Witness, my mother and my auntie, they was over there and they was taking that stuff down off the wall. John F. Kennedy, Martin. All right, it was all right then Malcolm. All right, then we'll go with that then, sis. And so they had my grandma had those pictures up, white Jesus. And so they went over there cleaning that stuff off of my Robert and J.F. Kennedy and Malcolm X. That's who I thought, Brother Kenneth. Because I remember I was abundant there. It was two white guys and then Martin Luther King. Yeah. Well, it could have been two of them too, two different pictures. But my auntie and my mother went over there and they was taking all this stuff off my grandmother's wall. And she, my grandmother, she became a Jehovah's Witness and things of that nature. And so moving forward, this is what we, got accustomed to. And now, but the thing about it is this now. We coming up, we thinking that this is the truth. We didn't celebrate holidays, no Thanksgiving, no Christmas, and things of that nature. But let me tell you something, brothers. There was days when my mother didn't have no money and we was hungry, we ain't had nothing to eat. My mother would send us to school so that we can eat. Yes, she did. She did that. There was days when they had nothing to eat. Y'all gotta get yourself, because it was like a holiday that day, and we didn't celebrate those days. And so my mother if she had food in the house, no, she would not allow us to go to school on that day. But we ain't had nothing to eat. Y'all put your clothes on, y'all go to school. And that's what she did. I mean, it's a lot of things, brothers. I remember that, as a child. But then at the same time, now coming up as the Jehovah's Witness, the notion, spare the rod, spoil the child. Oh man, they took that to a T. They took that down. I mean, they took that like concrete. They did. And not knowing that they was really abusing all of us. That's what they did. And the ones who took it to the T the worst, the most, was black people. We used to see young blacks coming to the Kingdom Hall, torn up, going in the bathroom. They raised their shirt up. You would think you would think master beat them. And it was the parents. I'm serious. Because now if you go back and if you look at it, to which I know it, you don't see that generation of kids claiming to be Jehovah's Witnesses. No, they left when they became a teenager. A child knows when he or she, anybody knows when they're being abused. And they got abused. We got abused. Yes, we did. You can live it up in the projects, please. I know we'll forget one time we went to an international convention in Texas. And my older brother, like I explained some months ago, my brother, he was challenged. And I don't know, my mother was going through some things. I mean, I don't know, but she would get out of control. She would. And she beat my brother. And he would run away. He would run away and start crying. But my mother knew that I was the one who could calm him down. I always had sympathy for my older brother. Always. I thought my older brother was the smartest person on the planet. Me and my younger brother. We asked him a question. We thought, and he had an answer for everything. We thought he was the smartest person on this planet. Excuse me. And then, so I ran and chased behind my brother, and I calmed him down. Now he crying and everything. Now this is during a convention. And so, I had, I don't know, but he would listen to me, and then he'll come back, and I never forget this, brothers. Y'all may think I'm joking. It was 4 white brothers. And my mother said, grab him. So one of the white brothers picked my brother up like he was a newborn baby and walked him outside. So I'm walking outside too, And so they laid my brother down face on the ground, on the grass, outside. One brother held one in his arm, the other brother held the other arm, the other brother held one of his legs, the other brother held the other leg. And my mother, she beat him. She beat my brother. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, now, I was young. I was still in grade school. But I mean, I could play that stuff through my head like it was yesterday. 4 grown men held my little brother down. I think my brother was like, we was like in a 3rd, 4th grade. Brother Dave, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. But see now, but the Most High allowed us to stay in these things and to see this. When it's brothers, because like I said, this awakening has more of an effect on older, mature people. That's who it has an effect on. It's like we were meant to go through these things because the Most High knew, I'm going to wake these kids up. They're going through what they're going through now, but I'm going to wake them up because when they wake up, they're going to wake up with a vengeance. And we doing that right as we speak. But moving on. And don't get me wrong, brothers. It's the claim that Jehovah's Witnesses was, using in those days. And it just wasn't me and my brothers and sisters that was going through some hard times. No. It was his other family. Matter of fact, I knew about every last one of them. The kids. But the white kids was not going through half of what we was going through. They was not. They were coming in the hall, all chippy, jerpy, and everything. Black kids coming in with no smiles on their face. We coming in sitting up there like we didn't want to believe that we did not want to be there. Oh, and please don't you doze off. You doze off at the Kingdom Hall. Now, mind you, this is the thing about grown people, and I try my best to be mindful of this. They forget. The parents was forgetting that they was once a child. You went to school all day long. Then you come back home, get your son, get yourself ready to go to the Kingdom Hall. What do you think is going to happen? A child that been at school, going to recess and everything, and then they just sitting there, listen to this elder on the stage. They go doze off. Man, please. We got beat so many times it wasn't even funny. They would literally have a switch in the Kingdom Hall. If you maybe 4 or 5 seats away from your parents, they was good with that switch now. They can tap you. They can tap you with that switch. They had a gift in that wrist. But the Most High wanted us to go through this, understand it. We had to feel it. Because when you step back and you look at it, and you go back and you go back and look at your life, you're like, wow. And then when you with this awakening, now it all makes sense. It's all making sense. My sister, oh yeah, my older sister. It was just rough. It was just rough. But as time went on, they had this thing that was called. They have this thing that's called. They always had disfellowshipping, but then there was another one called disassociation. The disassociation was for individuals who are not baptized, who may stepped into the world and did something from a biblical standpoint that they ain't supposed to do. And so, from what Jehovah's Witnesses say, that hey, they keeping the congregation clean. Okay, and that was a front, because eventually I'm going to tell you how it ended up being a front. They knew that it was going to damage the family, but it did not damage the white family. It didn't. Blacks, yes. A child get disfellowshipped. You know what? I'm gonna say this, Sister Cynthia. I'm gonna say this. When you say a cult, when people say a cult, I'm thinking about something demonic, and don't get me wrong, sister. To a degree, you're correct. It is, because it was demonic. They took the scriptures and twisted them. And then they molded these scriptures around the mindset of controlling a people. And I mean, they control these people. Yes, they did. They controlled them down to a T. Because I'm telling you one scripture that stays with me. When Yahushua said, Hashatan has misled the inhabited and the whole inhabited earth. I see that up and down the aisles of Jehovah's Witnesses. And the only reason I can speak about Jehovah's Witnesses is because I have never been in any other religion. You can have a Baptist who can speak about a Baptist, but when it's all over said and done, all of them still gonna be all caked up into one. They're gonna be caked up into one. So moving on, we had these circuit overseers that would come every 6 months, I believe, and so they would come and visit, give the report. When I say they had their stuff down on lock, brothers and sisters, they had their stuff on lock. They had circuit overseers coming and check how much time are you spending in field service? How many books did they place? And now, mind you, I'm going to come back on those books and those watchtowers. I'm going to come back on that. I'm going to show you the video of this individual who served on the branch. And what he served on the branch. The ones who called us, they said they are chosen to go to heaven. That's what he was serving at. And so, moving on, they hold on just for a moment. All right, I'm back. They would come in, and the circuit overseers would come in, analyze what's going on, see who doing what and thing, how many people got disfellowship. Now, mind you, let me stop right there on disfellowshipping. And I'm going to get into this one on disfellowshipping. And I'm going to have to call it what it is. They manipulated disfellowshipping. And so in order for the people to be obedient, not to the Most High, not to who they call Jesus, but to the society. And I'm going to show you how they played themselves into a position that they would call themselves equal to being in between, somewhat slightly above. Saying that, I'm going to put it this way. They are up under the assumption that The Most High, Yahushua, is talking directly to the society of Jehovah's Witnesses. And so they put out this, it is imperative. They put this letter out to their congregation that the congregation listen to the faithful and discreet slave. And brothers, it works. It works. It is a spellbounding situation. They don't see it. And like I said, now, I'm not talking about Jehovah's Witnesses. I am encouraging them. Don't believe me. Open up your Bible, read it. It's a reason why the Roman Catholic and other religions took certain books out of the Bible, because you go back and look at it, you will come to realize, because Jehovah's Witnesses believe that the Old Testament is done away with. That's their belief, is that it's done away with. And the ones who is headstrong with it is us. We're the ones who are so headstrong with, oh, it's doing something, it's done away with, it's doing something. Brothers, you may think I'm joking. You go into the congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses now, you go see more older people there than middle-aged people. And please, you're gonna find a handful of kids. That's all. You ain't gonna find a whole lot of kids. You're not. The ones that was hoping they was going to be there, that's in their late 40s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, they're not there. And that's across the board. That's just not Jehovah's Witnesses. This is talking about religion, period. Because the Most High, like I said, he knew that he was going to wake you up. And I know for a fact, majority of you brothers and sisters on this live are either your early 40s in your 60s, up to your 60s. The Most High knew exactly what he was doing. He called Yahushua when he was mature. He knew exactly what he was getting into. He knew what he had to do. He did the same thing with us. The thing about it is, we had pain. We had a pain that was with this awakening. That's what we had. Yeah, they do, Sister Cynthia. They do. And but this is the thing we need to be mindful of now. Israel never went in and changed the Bible. We never went in there and made changes to certain words. We didn't do that. Only the Gentiles did. That's number one. This is what I'm encouraging brothers and sisters who say that they are Christian. Look at the evidence as to what they did and the Jehovah's Witnesses, they would get up on their broadcast and explain how they went into the scriptures and changed certain words. And they try to give off a reason why they did it. I'm gonna give you a good this right here can just like knock the walls down. If you go into the older versions of the scripture would clearly say sodomy is a sin. Sodomy is a sin. One word can knock the walls down on that scripture. And guess what they changed it to? They call it fornication. What do fornication mean? Fornication means to have sex with someone whom you are not married to. That's what fornication means. So now, but if you take those two scriptures, you change that one word, you went from sodomy to fornication. Now, what door do you think they go open up? And did not Yahushua said that this was going to be happening in the time of the end in Luke chapter 21? He knew what they was going to do. They just changed one word and they give it whole completely different meaning. This is what the Gentiles did. Israel did not do that. We didn't do it. We just abided by it. That's what they did, changing words of the Most High, and put themselves in a judgment predicament. That's what they did. Jehovah's Witnesses do it right down to this very day. For you brothers and sisters who may have been associated with Jehovah's Witnesses, do you remember the Green Bible? And in that Bible, in the back of the Bible, you will see, they will have a little small dinosaur and everything, because they believe the dinosaurs existed then, and things during Noah's time. And then they had this the Garden of Eden, and they had it somewhere like located somewhere close to what was it in the Bible? Ethiopia. But it was a question mark. It said Garden of Eden, then it was a question mark at the bottom of it. But now you get into the last days. What do the society go do? Oh, the Garden of Eden is located somewhere by Greece. And I'm telling you, brothers, this is what they're believing. It went out of Africa. It's out of Africa. No religion, and that's including Jehovah's Witnesses, do not want to talk about color of people. Now, let me say this, brothers. When they sit up here and talk about color doesn't matter. If color did not matter, why do you continue to change it? Why do you continue to hold to a lie? If you go tell the truth, you tell the truth from the inside out. But they're not trying to do that. They're not trying to do that. They're not trying to bring you up to par as to knowledge. Because Jehovah's Witnesses, they say, hey, there's no race higher than the other. That's a lie. That's a lie. You know what? And McCord, listen to me, fam. When it comes to Ham, the comments are always to Ham like he's the father of the dark races. And then they had the audacity to say he was a Negroid. The Hebrew word for Ham was this here. This is what they're saying. Trying to intertwine us with Ham. Now, either you're going to tell the truth or you will continue to maintain that lie. And they're choosing to maintain the lie. That's what they're doing. Oh, let me tell you something, sis. The Catholic religion went in. And took out, when the scripture said Yahushua was standing on the right-hand side of the Most High, they went in and took right hand off. I mean, right. They took the word right out. They said that because they didn't want to offend left-handed people. I was like, Nick, man, you got to be joking to me. This is what they did. So they said Jesus is standing on the side of God. But the scripture said right side. Usually anything that's on the left-hand side of the Most High it's deemed for destruction. But hey, this is the Gentiles. And the Most High put that command out. When he said, do not change or touch anything of this word. Excuse me. Satan, he has nothing to lose. He orchestrated man to do that. That's all they did. It's absolutely confusion. And like I said, I'm going to state it throughout. I'm not here trying to bash Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not. But they want to play this picture perfect religion. No, you can't do it. We are living testimonies to the actions of religion. And that's just not Jehovah's Witnesses. This is across the board. We mature people have seen and dealt with religion. Yes, religion did not see this one coming. They did not see this awakening. And when we woke up, this is our book. You took books out of the Bible. Now you told people that the Old Testament is done away with. Come to find Jubilees, no way. Still prophetic prophecies in there. And matter of fact, we're living it. You lied about, hey, those Israelites in that 40-year captivity, that was during the time of Egypt. Come to find out, hey, all you got to do is read the Bible. Go into the Apocryphers. Oh, this does not apply to that. They knew what they was doing. But we had, with all of their the lies, the changes and things, brothers and sisters, this mature crowd of people, this remnant, we had to feel the hand of disillusional, I'm gonna call it what it is, parents. They didn't know. This is the reason why the Most High say forgive. They didn't know, we didn't know. But now here we are, grown, mature, understanding the awakening. It's just like all the pain that you may have went through in religion, you just had that opportunity to backhand religion as if you was a pimp and religion owed you some money. You backhand religion. So, I mean, all right, let's call it like you knocked the hoe off the beast. You had that much strength. This is what this awakening has done to religion. People are speaking about, no, I do not deal with organized religion any longer. They have that experience. Brothers, when I was telling you that the Most High is allowing us, he allowed us to see what religion is about. And for those ones like us, I say, hey, we're that front line awakened Israelites. And the ones that are still in religion, they're seeing some things and they're hearing some things. And now they're starting to, it's starting to melt in. This ain't the way it's supposed to be. You got little bitty boys walking around with high heels on in church, want to get up on the stage and testify up under the Most High's nose. Brother, when the Most High said that Israel will be trampled, you could not imagine how this trampling was going to look like. This is trampling. When parents allow little bitty boys to go their way in some high heels and call himself preaching, that is a detestable, that is that trampling of a nation. Because when this awakening hit a plateau, yeah, you're going to have some people looking back and like, wait a minute, I did this. I got down like that. Yeah, they did. Because whatever, like I said, brothers, whatever you're going to be doing, you're doing now, and the Great Tribulation start, you're going to be doing it. You're going to be doing it. Whether you wake up or not, hey, that remains to be seen. But let me go back in now. So now coming up as Jehovah's Witness, excuse me. We, was taught that we was from the bloodline of Ham. And what? They teaching us these things. We believed. We believed. When I tell you, brothers, there is a spirit in us of, there's a worship that's within us, period. There is a worship within us. What door we open up when it comes to that worship, we worship hard. We believe hard. That's what we do. You got brothers who Jehovah's Witness, they believe hard. Oh no, this is the truth. This is the something, and they are devout to it. And that's for Baptists, Islam. It goes across the board because it's a spirit within real, whether you sleep or you woke. There's a spirit within us. And the devil knows it. The devil knows it. I was Googling at one time, brothers, and I just asked, I said, who are the most religious people? And they said black people. Black people are the most religious people on this planet. So now, truthfully, brothers, you know for a fact we're going to have an issue with religion because everybody believes this. Now, the most dangerous thing right now is this. And I need to get me some water. Is this religious war that is brewing between Christians and Islam got us involved. And I'm talking about the sleeping ones. Now, I don't know. However this is going to pan out, that remains to be seen. Because it was Islam who threw us into slavery first. Then came Christianity. Now, if brothers, and I'm talking about Jehovah's Witnesses, Baptists, anybody that's up under the banner of Christianity, this is for you. Islamic, if you are a people of color, that is for you too. Both these major contenders of religion, both of them threw you into slavery. That right there should be a red flag right now. Because as time went on, we just got accustomed to it. Well, they didn't have to beat us into their belief. We was grafted into it. Let that sink in. We was grafted into false belief. The Most High said, no, I'm not going to graft you in. That's one thing the Most High did not say when it was concerning Israel. You're not going to be grafted in. You're already in. You just need to be woke. And when we woke up, yes, we woke up with a vengeance. Now, I do have friends who still hold the banner of Jehovah's Witness, but their teaching, their understanding is totally against Jehovah's Witnesses. It is. And truthfully, I think, hey, this could be the Most High's way of, hey, they brought a division upon us. Put the division back within religion. Put that division in them. Because the moment we all wake up, religion is done with. It's done away with. Because it's not going to have the strength. Brothers, you brothers and sisters, with this awakening, and you letting people know who you are, that's a power. Religion knows when you wake up, you contend, I'm Israel. Just the fact you saying you Israel is a power that the world do not need to hear. And you know what? Let me just do it this way. I'm gonna use this movie, but I never seen the movie. I just seen the previews. I've seen it like two times, the previews, and I got the gist of the movie. Sinners. If you know anything about that thing, they was telling you about spells. That's all the movie was saying. And the movie was warning you and letting you know majority of your spells come through what for Black people? What do the majority of spells come through? Music. Music. It can be gospel, R&B, jazz, especially jazz. And I say especially jazz. Because a lot of people, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, I'm gonna say some people, musicians, they put They ask for certain spells to be put up on their horns or drums that it captures the listener's ear. This is the world in which we live in. Now, you know what? Let me tell you something, Sister Cynthia. I cannot encourage you to watch that movie. It is highly demonic, but at the same time, it's telling the truth. And it could, now I'm just saying, it can serve as a warning or an eye opener that you know, majority of your spells come through music. Period. I'm gonna give you a good one. You may think I'm joking, and everybody was bopping to it, especially sisters. Independent Woman. What was it? Destiny Child. Oh, man, please. That everybody was bumping that song back in the what? Was that the early 2000s, late 90s? Everybody was playing it. Black women, that was their anthem. It was their national anthem. But this is what the world used to get to us. All right, now, brothers and sisters, why did they use it? They knew we was a groovy people. We get it, we find a beat, we get it, we dance to it. Did not Miriam and the Israelites, after they crossed the Red, some people, they argue about it wasn't the Red Sea, but let's say they crossed over. And after the Most High destroyed the Egyptians, they sang and danced. They know this is how you get to these people. And then what? Because eventually I got to get back on track. Come in gangster rap. And what happened? The neighborhoods went through a change overnight. We had crack cocaine, crack addicts, property just worn down, torn down, people looking a hot mess. And on top of not just the drug, we had the music that went right along with it. We was in a very bad place. We were. You got to be joking me. Hold on for a minute, brothers. Hold on just for a moment. I'm sorry, I'm back. What's wrong with this thing? Hold on. Did I do something? Yeah, all right, I'm back. And so, I mean, when you look at it, brothers, this is what we got pulled into. Because, brothers, like I said, we have a worship inside of us. We have a worship inside of us. But now, although the world, they took that worship and they, like Sister Cynthia said, they orchestrated it. That's what they did. They orchestrated it. But going back to Joseph, well, you know what, brothers, now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show this video. Now, this man who is explaining this, he's a Gentile and everything. But he was sitting at the table with the rest of the elite, the ones who's supposed to be saying that they're of the 144,000. Listen to what he was saying. What made him to disassociate or disfellowship himself from it. Now, let me just pull this up. Oh, no, that's the wrong thing. Come on, man. We don't want that.
Yes.
What have you said briefly?
I said that Jehovah's Witnesses are generally sincere people. We didn't come here to condemn them, but we have the same affection toward them as Apostle Paul toward Jews of
Yes.
the first century, which were sincere and zealous, but misled in their understanding of true worship of God. And now we would like to hear what you have to say.
Yes. I think that's very important, is to recognize the sincere desire that most Jehovah's Witnesses have. They do want to serve God. They want to serve Christ. They want to help people. But they have a certain mentality that has been developed in them that leads them to think in certain patterns only. And they need to become free from that. And that's what we can do, is to help them to see the reality of the scriptures. My father became associated with the Watchtower organization in the year 1913, and he was baptized in that year. My mother shortly after that. I was born in 1922, 85 years ago. And so from my childhood on, that was all that I knew, was Jehovah's Witnesses. But when I reached my teenage years, I stopped attending the meetings, and my parents didn't oblige me to go. But I reached a point where I realized that my life was very empty. It had no purpose to it. So one night I saw my parents getting dressed up, and I thought they might be going to the cinema. So I asked them where they were going, thinking I could go along to the cinema. They said, "No, we're going to the meeting. Do you want to come along?" And I said, "No." So my father talked to me very frankly, and he said, "Raymond, why do you think you're going to survive Armageddon? You're not doing anything." He says, "These people that go to that church in the corner do more than you. You don't even do what they're doing. Why do you think God is going to spare you at Armageddon?" This was a real shock to me. My father had never spoken to me in that way. And so I went into another room and closed the door and cried. I came back out and I said, "I'll go with you tonight." What I can say is, of that one meeting, it caused me to renew my interest in the Bible. So I continued my association. And in the year 1940, when I graduated from high school, I decided to enter the pioneer work, to spend my whole time in the service of the organization. So for 40 more years, my entire time was devoted to the organization and the work of the organization. I spent over 20 years in the Caribbean islands, particularly Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. And I experienced different diseases, and I lived with the people. I traveled around and I lived in their homes, ate their food. And in the Dominican Republic, I faced many dangers. There was a dictatorship there, and people who didn't agree with the dictator were often just disappeared. So I never knew whether something was going to happen to me. So in my own case, I know that I was sincere, that I really wanted to do what was right. I wanted to serve God, and I was willing to undergo different persecutions and difficulties on behalf of the people. So I don't doubt my sincerity, and I believe that God recognized that. So as Shimon has said, we have to acknowledge that Jehovah's Witnesses are sincere. And as Paul said of the Jews, I bear them witness, they have a zeal for God, but not with understanding. If we go back to the first century, we find that the idea of worship being something very formalized and very systematized.
You know what,
That is
brother?
not to be
I'm
found there.
forward to what he was saying.
The term that
This I
is
didn't.
often rendered church
This is like an hour.
in many translations
I'm a move.
is the Greek word ecclesia, but it doesn't refer to what people commonly speak of today when they talk about a church. For his tongue, he is deceiving himself. That man's religion is futile. The kind of religion which is without stain or fault in the sight of God our Father is this: to go to the help of our orphans and widows in their distress, and keep oneself untarnished from the world. And the word religion there is the Greek word latreia, but we have such intense desire that that's the reason we have settled on these dates. They often refer to the book of Acts where it says that the disciples meeting with Christ can't with me anymore. And if so, why, I'll respect your wishes in that regard. But I want you to know that whatever you decide, my appreciation of you as people will always be the same. I'll always have affection for you. I was surprised he kept on writing. And so over the years, we exchanged many letters. And when I wrote to him, I never wrote things attacking the organization or focusing on negative things about the organization. I abstained from doing any of that. But sometimes he would say in his letter certain expressions. He might say how tired he was, how weary he was, because of the constant pressure that he experienced. And I would use that opportunity then to discuss things from the Bible about we are saved by faith.
I was spiritually rebirthed. And I'm interested, how do you help people to be freed from the wrong pattern of thinking? How do you preach them the gospel of Jesus Christ?
It's very important that we not be like so many former witnesses. If you go on the internet, you'll find different websites about Jehovah's Witnesses, but most all of them are very, very negative. It's all attacking, and saying negative things about the witnesses, and that doesn't accomplish good. What we need to do is focus on the positive things and show that there's something better. There was an elderly German couple that I knew in California, and when I came back from the Dominican Republic, he began writing to me, and he and his wife have been very active as witnesses.
You know what, brothers? I clicked on the wrong video, but this one here is like an hour. I had the short version of what he went in. He was explaining, and what he was explaining was this: that Jehovah's Witnesses, what made him disfellowship himself from Jehovah's Witnesses was that they wanted to print more publications that they wanted to put out than the Bible. They may quote a scripture here and there. They may put out a book that's called Revelation and things of that nature. But it was the books that they was concentrating on, their publications. And so he said, what he was saying was, hey, we have the Bible, and this is what we're supposed to be going by. And so he was devout towards the Bible. And so, but the governing body said something totally different. And so he, at this particular time, he disfellowshipped himself. He said, I cannot do this. He said no. And then he also spoke how they was bribing people. This is Jehovah's Witnesses. This is Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, the man that's sitting next to him in the gray suit, he's a Jewish guy. And so Jehovah's Witnesses believe that the people over there, are the Jews. Matter of fact, at their location at Bethel, they have a whole museum for them. They have a whole museum for them. Because this is what they're telling the world. These are the Jews. And at the same time, they're done away with. So they're holding on to two lies. When I say religion has got themselves in a bad position, they are in a very, very bad position. But these are the things that they teach. Now, and don't get me wrong, brothers and sisters, there's some good things that they have instituted onto people, you know, not to be living a foul life and things of that nature. But brothers and sisters, you have husbands that up there beating their wives, and they said, and they chose witnesses. Yeah. But the world, they want to give off this image that they are squeaky clean, and they are not. You cannot be squeaky clean in Satan's system. All thing that you can do and ever do is put up a pretense. That's it. But it's not going to hurt or kill anyone to open up your Bible and to read it. Now, if you want to talk about a people that they has discouraged them from reading the apocryphers, is Jehovah's Witnesses. They know that if you went in, looked at these apocryphers, read these apocryphers, and used the Bible as a cross references. That's where it came out of anyway. You're going to start to see things a whole lot different. You're going to have an understanding of what they are doing, why they was doing the things that they were doing. Because it's to keep you keep you in place. This is what they have been practicing down to this very day. Yeah, now let's not get it twisted or misunderstood. The circuit overseers now, no, they got black circuit overseers now. I mean, the first black circuit overseer that I remember was back in the, let me see. It was the late 80s when we first got a black overseer. All of them was white beforehand. All of them was white. And when you're talking about looking at the disfellowshipping rate, majority of people that's been disfellowship are black people. The ones who families are torn up the most are black people. You got a daughter that may have got disfellowship when she was a teenager. So at a teenage age, let's go 15, 16 years old. She's been disfellowship and she lost contact with her friends. They got to be 20 years old. She's still disfellowship, not speaking to her friend. So now, hey, she got to go out there and reintroduce herself to make friends, to have a social life. Along with that, you go bring in a measure of hatred. Your mother not speaking to you, your father not speaking to you. Your brother, your sister, if they are Jehovah's Witnesses, baptized Jehovah's Witnesses, and they calling themselves devout, because I'm going to tell you what they do. They will use this scripture with them. Yahushua said, if you love mother, father, brother, or sister more than me, you're not worthy of me. They use that scriptures down to the bone to keep families torn apart. But now when you're awake, you know exactly what that scripture means. You know exactly what it means. But they use it. And I mean, all it did was just rip the family apart. And when I say rip the family apart, I'm talking not just that immediate family. We're talking about mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, who's looking and seeing what's happening within their siblings' life. You doing your son like this, you doing your daughter like this. What type of religion are you in? See, you see the effects, brothers. You see how Satan, the devil, is working. And I'm quite sure a lot of you brothers and sisters out here have a family member that, you know, hey, y'all got this going on and so and so. Y'all looking at this like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because a 15, 16-year-old boy or girl do not know what's going on. They still need their parents. I know one brother, I kid you not. His daughter got this fellowship when she was a teenager. That girl, she's let me see, she might be 30, but she got a baby. The brother's mother, her grandmother, has not seen that grandchild, not one time, because she's a Jehovah's Witness. And her granddaughter is disfellowship. She hasn't seen her great granddaughter because she's a Jehovah's Witness. She can't associate with them. Now, do you think that's what the Most High put in place? Do you really believe the Most High put that in place? Shabbat Shalom, Sister Linda Cross. I'm glad you came in, sis. This is what they got in place right as we speak, right down to this very day. You cannot get that mature man, woman, who was raised around the Jehovah's Witness back into that church, back into the organization. You can't get them in there. They seen it. They seen the rough end. Ooh, when I say they, no, we seen it. We seen it. They can sit up here and put that use a scripture to pull people in. You'll know the true religion by the love that you display. Brother, when I say religion is taking the Bible and making a mockery of it, they are doing it. And our people, we fed into it. We fed into it. This is what they're doing right down to this very day. Moving forward. Now, I got to an age, got baptized, and I was the only child that was, that got baptized. Well, as time went on, my older brother, he got baptized. He got baptized too. Then my younger brother, he got baptized in prison. He was in prison when he got it. That's the only time he do reading. Matter of fact, it was another brother named Jeffrey. He was raised around Jehovah's Witnesses. He stayed in prison so much that man know the Bible from the front to the back. He can explain the scriptures thoroughly. All he had was time to read. But he always going back and forth to prison. He get out, he see freedom. It's like he lost his mind. Then he ends up in prison. But the point is that I seen Jehovah's Witnesses, kids at this particular time. I seen some murder people. Yes. So now, this pretense that they got going on, and like I said, brother, I'm gonna say it again. This is not to tear anyone down. I'm not sitting here saying you're being foolish. I think at one time we all was foolish. We was deceived. And we was up under the assumption we are serving the Most High to the down to the bone. And that's going across the board. I'm talking about all religions. But the Most High said in the scripture, it's time for you to wake up. And if you brothers and sisters go through these videos and you see these brothers on some of these camps standing on the corner and they're explaining the scriptures, then there was one sister, she said this, and she got offended. She got offended. But what he was saying was true. I knew the scripture, what he was saying. I said, yeah, he's on point. She got offended, and this is what she said. She's not the only one who said this. What are you trying to do? You think you can teach me the Bible? This is what she said to him. I'm like, see, this is the arrogance that they has instituted within these kingdom halls. They have Jehovah's Witnesses up under the assumption you know the Bible to the T. No, brothers, they don't. They do not. Because all you got to do is come with certain scripture. They go talk themselves away from that conversation off the top. You talk about Israel being done away with, that's an easy one. That is absolutely so easy. They will go from everything to, no, this year here, so and so, the Most High, and boom, 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 boom. And then you come back and say, well, here go Paul. Then you go back into the Old Testament, which they think is done away with. When the Most High said, I will not totally abandon my people Israel. It's just like they go deaf to hearing that. So now, anytime you're going back and forth with Jehovah's Witness, trust and believe, you're going to have Satan there. You're going to have Satan there. If not him, you go have one of his demons. They're going to be there. Hang it up. They're going to be there. Because they do not want that awakening affecting them, because they know for a fact this the awakening is highly spiritually contagious for the people that it belongs to. They're doing everything in their power to keep it on, well, I ain't gonna say on lock. They can't do that, to cause a distraction, put it that way. My sister, before she died, you couldn't get her to go to the Kingdom Hall. No. Matter of fact, not one. Well, my older brother, he was going, until he fell asleep. He fell asleep in death. He was going in things. But a lot of kids, I ain't gonna say kids, people that I grew up with, no, they do not. And then you're talking about their kids. I'm talking about, like, say for instance, I'm a late bloomer myself. Their kids, people in their 40s, 50s, and things, or their kids or their grandkids, not one is associated with Jehovah's Witnesses. Usually, what happens when you are a parent, your child usually take on that religion. This is that one. This is Joe. You may think I'm joking. One and analyze Jehovah's Witnesses and things. You go see that you look at a age bracket. You go see that the kids and the grandkids has nothing to do with Jehovah's Witnesses. It's the impact that they left on those people in their 40s and 50s who are grown now, who've seen the ends and the workings of Jehovah's Witnesses. Brothers, at one time, you could not give a talk if you had if you didn't have on a white shirt, you couldn't give that talk. Oh, and please don't come in there with no jerry curl and your hair hanging down to your collar. Oh no, you ain't, man, please. Walk in there with that jerry curl if you want to. No, they weren't having that. And like I said, we was the worst. We were the worst. And I say were because I don't associate with Jehovah's Witnesses. I mean, I do try to encourage in things of that nature. But no. But excuse me. This is what they have brought about. And now you're saying nothing about, you're saying everything on the internet about Jehovah's Witnesses. I did an interview with a Berean scholar, and I gave him my experience as a Jehovah's Witness. I served as a minister's servant. I did. Gave talks. All it takes, and I never will forget one time, I never forget this, brothers. And see now, I don't know. It seemed like they want to pick and choose when they want to use scriptures. So you know what? Me and my wife were having problems. I said, you know what? Let me go to the elders, and maybe the elders can help us out. I went and did that, right? Like an idiot. Anyway, I went there and talked with those brothers and things, man. You were talking about, it's an incident going on for like 2 or 3 weeks. Now, this woman called the police on me and said I jumped on her. This is the same woman. This is supposed to be, and she's supposed to be served as a regular pioneer. She's supposed to be the spiritual one. You know, when I say that, let me explain this. When brothers and sisters want to get married, they always say, I want to marry a spiritual person. So if you are a elder, you single, or you're a minister or servant and you're single, or you're a regular pioneer and you're single, you are considered a spiritual minded person. Now, if you're not a regular pioneer, if you are not a regular pioneer and you are just a publisher and you're getting 10 hours a month, you're a borderline Jehovah's Witness. That's who you are. You're not considered spiritual minded. You're not. When I say brothers and sisters, when they talk about you different cliques, yeah, you got different cliques. They will look upside your head like you crazy. If you a regular pioneer, oh no, she thinks she belongs to a certain group of people. He or she think they belong to a group of people. They do not socialize with like a 10-hour a person who's pulling in 10 hours of preaching work a month. You somewhat considered kind of worldly. Because they feel that you're not putting in that kingdom work. This is what they do. This is the atmosphere of Jehovah's Witnesses. This is their atmosphere. And you can have a congregation that can be mixed. Still prejudice. It's still prejudice. You may have one or two interracial relationships in there. It's still going to end up being the same thing. I grew up in Arkansas, and the young black kids, children, no, I hate saying kids because that's a goat. Children, we always ran one another. You know, we'll pull up to Little Rock, Arkansas. We all get in the car. We'll ride over to Stuttgart to see some brothers and sisters we know there. But it was pretty much young black children socializing with one another. That's who we were. Now, we may have one or two whites that ran with us. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. There was kind of, you know, and especially the parents. Don't get it twisted. Because when we were in Arkansas, we had to go to Memphis, Tennessee for the convention. What is Memphis, Tennessee? What? Majority blacks. So what do you think the white brothers and sisters went to? The one that was in our congregation. They were supposed to go there in Memphis, Tennessee. They didn't. They went up into the hills where the Ozark was at. They went there to Fayetteville. So now, everybody, they always tell me, you got to be obedient to the faithful and discreet slave. They was not doing it. They went where they wanted to go. That's where the white brothers and sisters went to. The blacks went to Memphis, Tennessee. So now, this notion of talking about you know the true religion by the love that you display, and when I say, brothers, it's a front. It's a front. That love is only going to go so far. Period. And I'm telling you for what I have seen when I was a child. I tell you. But moving on. I got to a point where it was time for me to get up out of Arkansas. I mean, it's just like my mind was, and I never forget this. This brother, he said, Mike, you need to get your bags. You need to get up out of Pine Bluff. I got my bags, and I went to Chicago. And so now this is when, things started to get popped off. Because now I'm dealing with Jehovah's Witnesses in the city. And so I try, and when I say it's night and day, I'm sorry, brother, it's night and day. But this congregation I went to was on the west side of Chicago, all blacks. Hard. I thought they was gangsters. So, I mean, I ain't, when I came to Chicago, I'm broke, busted. I'm coming to Chicago. My whole purpose is to find a job and go to work. So, but I found a Kingdom Hall. And matter of fact, no, somebody knocked at the door. It was one of the witnesses knocked at the door, and I told them I was from Arkansas and I was Joe's witness and everything. So they took all my information and everything, and they sent this brother to me. And I was running with this brother, him and his wife, and things of that nature. And so I, going back and forth to the hall, and I had a pair of Stacy Adams, a pair of khaki pants. And I had a dress shirt, a necktie. Everything was the same thing. What you see me in Sunday, you go see me in Tuesday and Thursday night. That's all I had to wear. I just washed everything I washed everything every week. But the elders in that congregation pulled me to the side. There was 3 of them. I'll never forget this. Pulled me to the side and said, brother, we wanted to talk to you because you're new here and everything, but we want to talk to you about the manner of your dressing. You come in here, you're dressing worldly. I'm like, worldly? I'm like, what do you mean? You come in here worldly with your the clothes that you have on. Brothers and sisters, I listened to this man. Because they was always messing with me, and I just couldn't understand why. They was looking upside my head. I go on field service. They're like, hey, brother, why don't you come over here? They always had something I was doing that was wrong. So they got on my last nerve now. They got on my last nerve. So I said, man, and I called them man. I said, check this out. So I said, when you see me at the meeting, what do I have on? The same thing you got on now. I made him look like an idiot now. I said, if you see me with this stuff on each and every time I come to the hall, what would common sense tell you? And so one of the brothers that was sitting there, he started laughing because he got it. He started laughing. And so he said, Mike, I got your point. That's all you got to wear. I was like, thank you. And so what I did, I crossed my legs. And I said, you see this hole at the bottom of my shoe? I said, when it rains, my socks get wet. And so now they stand up there looking like an idiot now. But all they was doing was nursing some type of grudge against me. And for whatever reason, I did not know. But they got on my nerves so much to it was like, don't come up on me. I didn't tolerate their nonsense. And I think, truthfully, the Most High was just gearing me up. Hey, don't put up with their nonsense. And as I went through, now, mind you, now, when I went to Chicago, I was 20 years old. When I was like in, my 30s, I really wasn't playing with them then. No, I was not playing with that. No, brother coming there talking crazy. No, I wasn't playing that nonsense. A sister came to me one time. She said, Mike, I went to the elders. And I told them about some personal issues. Now, truthfully, elders do not supposed to go back and repeat what was said in confidentiality. They do not. Truthfully, brothers, they can get sued. They can get sued. But they had a habit of running back and telling their wife, laying up in the bed, talking about things they ain't got no business talking about. It'd be the wife that go tell somebody else because she thinks she's a regular pioneer. She has the authority to spill personal information to another regular pioneer. And that's all they did. You want to talk about gossip, brothers and sisters? Good night. This is what they was practicing when I was there. This is what they did. And this, like I said, I'm going to say it again. This is not to tear Jehovah's Witnesses down, but I am encouraging brothers and sisters to really go through your Bible, search it out. Is this where you really want to be? Is this what the Most High telling you, all right, you there, you good. Because I know for a fact he's not. But when you have your mind set on something and you got your mind set of not to listen, because this is what Jehovah's Witnesses teach. They teach you not to dibble and dabble. They want you to dibble and dabble in their information. Don't you go into that apocrypha. You go into the apocryphas, which they took out the Bible. And for those that take this video and send it to a Jehovah's Witness, look at Joshua. Joshua said, is it not written in the book of Jasher? And for you Jehovah's Witnesses, ask yourself this. If Joshua said, is it not written in the book of Joshua? Where is the book of Joshua? Because you're not going to find it in the Bible. So that right there should let you know somebody took something out and they felt that it was pertinent to keeping you in the dark. They had to keep it out. This is what they have been practicing. And then my anger got a little bit more inflamed. And that's when I was married to my son's mother. And she claimed I jumped on her. This is a regular pioneer. Ooh, my goodness. Now you marry a regular pioneer, you're like you have a label. Oh, you're a spiritual minded person. Boy, these labels that they throw around within that organization is a joke. You can come in there and act like you're a spiritual person. That's all you got to do is act like you're spiritual. They will put the label on you. Oh, he is so spiritual. Oh, she is so spiritual. And could be the devil himself. But you walk about, you speak about, you dress like, they will give you the label. Oh, you're a spiritual person. You can go to Bethel. Or you got spiritual, you have a spiritual outlook. Everything got to be, as they say, for the kingdom. But it's not for the kingdom, it's for the organization. That's the thing that is losing a lot of people within it. And they are big upon talking about what is spiritual. Israel now is done away with. We went from flesh and blood, spiritual Israel. And for the ones that I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, you may think I'm joking, it's the black ones that's holding tight on this stuff. They deeply ingrained in them. You can show them from the scripture black, and it's just like the devil, just like whoop, throw their hands in front of their face, they don't even see it. Matter of fact, it's like they throw their fingers in the ear so they do not hear. And I talked to one brother. He was Joe's witness. I said, man, look here. You ain't got to listen to me. But this is just my encouragement. And this is what I tell a lot of them. Pray to the Most High. Ask him to teach you. And if you really want to be taught, he will teach you. He will teach you. If you think I'm telling you what is wrong, don't trust me. Ask him. And I have confidence that the Most High will do it. But I came back and I told him this too. You got to have a want to. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, sisters Pinky D. You got to have a want to. If you do not have a want to learn, or you want to change, or you want to have a better understanding, just go with better understanding. Leave the change alone. If you want a better understanding, pray to the Most High and let him lead you. It's not the society is not trying to lead you to the Most High. They'll throw Jehovah out there, Jehovah this, Jehovah that. But when it's all over said and done, you need to listen to the faithful and discreet slaves. I never forget, Brother Earl said this. He said, religion is going to hand its people to the beast. And that thing, that never, I mean, brothers and sisters, that has always stuck with me, what he said. Because I'm seeing it. I'm seeing individuals, they saying, no, if the society don't say anything, I ain't gonna do nothing. It's always, when you're talking to Jehovah's Witnesses, they're talking about the society. This society, the society, that. And then you ask them, well, what do the Most High say? Or what do Jehovah say? Now, the Jehovah God put them in place, and so and so, so and so. This is what Jehovah's Witnesses will say. This is what Jehovah's Witnesses will say down to this very day. They hold on to that. They hold on to it. And like I said, this is not to bash Jehovah's Witnesses. This is across the board. If you are up under that banner of Christianity, it's for you too. This is not to sit up and say that you've been bamboozled. We always up under that banner. But when it's time to wake up, it's just time to wake up. And like I said, you don't necessarily have any contact with Jehovah's Witnesses. If you came up in religion, trust and believe, you came up through some hard times. There was some thing that was done that's sticking with you right down to this very day. But the Most High knew, all right, no, let my people go through this here. Let those little ones see what their parents is doing, and they go really understand what this organization is doing. This is us, brothers. This is us. We are those little ones who went through these things, seen these things. This is who we are. I seen kids get beat. I mean, little ones get beat, faint. I tell you, how can I put this? Essays was rampant. Now, I'm gonna say this now. I never had that experience. My sister, no, it happened to my sister. It did. And there were some other young ones that, we all grew up together. It happened to them. And that one time they called a case too. Jehovah's Witnesses called a case. They did. They called a case. And the judge found out that they was trying to hide some information. Yeah, they had to pay it up. They had to pay up. But this is what they saying, and this is who they claiming to be. The true religion. If you really want to find out the true religion, like I said, pray to the Most High, and you have to have a sincerity. You're going to have a want. If you don't have a want, man, please, the Most High going to look at you like you, okay, because he knows. If you claim to be a Jehovah's Witness and you're a diehard person for Jehovah's Witnesses, you know deep down inside your mind, you ain't trying to listen to nothing. And the Most High is going to give you what you pushing off. You ain't going to get nothing. You're not going to get nothing. So don't even think you're going to sit up here and think you're going to pimp him. You're only pimping yourself, because the Most High is going to give it right back to you. He knows for a fact that you do not want the truth. You like the situation that you're in right now. If a person that is truthfully concerned with his spiritual well-being, he's going to approach the Most High, and he's going to beg the Most High to teach him. And the Most High is going to do it. He's going to teach you, because he knows your heart condition. But when you think you got everything in the bag, one time my brothers, I was talking to this elder, and he said, "Man, Mike Ray, I never thought that you knew the scriptures like this." He said, "Because you're throwing out scriptures, man." He said, "Now I'm gonna tell you right now, Mike, I may be an elder, but I'm not affluent with scriptures like that you pushing now." He said, "But what you're saying Man, it's making me want to go do some research. But he serves as the elder in the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses. That's all the Most High is looking for us to do, is lay seeds. That's it. Lay the seed. Lay the seed. But at the same time, let's not misunderstand. There's some anger that goes with it. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother, because I mean, some of these brothers they make you want to throw blows. I'm serious. And some of the things that individuals do, you be like, wait a minute. But hey, the Most High is allowing these things to happen, because trust and believe, the day is going to come where something major is going to hit religion, not just over Jehovah's Witnesses. It's going to hit religion, because the Most High is allowing us to see everything that's going on in these religions. When it comes down to donations and things of that nature, and for you, Jehovah's Witnesses out there, Google this: who owns Jehovah's Witnesses? Google it. And that's religion across the board. Who owns it? Religion is about to take a downfall. It's about to take a downfall. Now, you want to talk about a religion that knows this? It's Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's Witnesses know that religion is about to take a downfall. That's one thing they do know. They would tell you that religion is about to go. Is about to be destroyed. And they said, and the first thing they will say, oh yeah, it's going to be Christendom that's going to be destroyed. Now, so what I did, I said Christendom, and I said, I agree with you. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Nora. All right, hold on. Yeah, shoes. Sister Nora says we can open up a can of worms. I'm serious. A lot of hurt has been done in religion, Jehovah's Witnesses included. But let me do this. Let me go back to this, and I'm gonna come back to you. Jehovah's Witnesses believe that Christendom is going to be destroyed. And I said, if Christendom is going to be destroyed, guess who's up under that banner? And they were like, what you talking about? And it's like, they do not understand, but they claim that they're up under the banner of a Christian. Anybody that believe in Jesus Christ. Boom. That's yes. Yeah, we're Christian. Jehovah's Witnesses are Christian. But you say Christendom is going to be destroyed. So now, are you not saying that you're going to? Oh no, we different from Christendom. They're not different, because when you take Jehovah's Witnesses, brothers, and you go back, Seventh-day Adventists or whatever, but it leads right back to the footsteps of the Roman Catholic Church. If you want to talk about teachings, look at majority of teachings. It leads right back to the Roman Catholic Church. And I'm talking to you brothers and sisters out there that are claiming to be Christians. When they sit up and told you that Israel is done away with and now it's the church, truthfully, you're not the church. You're Israel. And the sad thing about it is, you're a diehard, staunch believer of something that's about to be destroyed. You've been told this, you've been told that, but you never read it. If you're really concerned, because listen, when I say this, I'm talking to brothers and sisters, truthfully. If you're a sister and you are the head of your household, yeah, this is for you. Brothers, head of the household, is for you. If you know for a fact that there's, and the Most High is putting in you, there's something not right with religion, reach out to him. Talk with him. He will teach you in the way you need to go. He has a desire for you not to be destroyed. So with that, he's going to give you what you need to make a sound decision. Because it's just not your life that's at the chopping block. You, your kids, your wife, boom. Because if you're not right with the Most High, your whole family is not right with the Most High. Period. That's across the board. That's biblical. We think we just can believe and walk. I mean, man, please. Those days came and gone. We woke now. We are absolutely woke. You have more Jehovah's Witnesses than ever before. Jehovah's Witnesses believe that it's going to be only them that's going to survive Armageddon. It's only them that's going to go to the paradise earth. And when you look at their books and they're showing this picture of paradise earth, you might see a black couple. The rest aren't going to be white or Asian. So don't get it twisted, brothers. It's the prejudice is still there. It's in the pages. And then they'll come out and say this here. No, this publication was meant for the United States. But the publications in Africa, it has more Africans in it. Man, please, kick rocks in nonsense. They go in there and they tell you that you're going to the, what is it, Song of Solomon, where he's describing himself as black and beautiful. Oh, no, they want to put swarthy. They talk about Ham, he was swarthy or brown. Dude, all you got to do is say he was black or brown. They don't want to put black there. It holds too much of a weight because it will what? Get you to thinking. So to throw you off, they go say swarthy, which means very dark, black. And then Ham and the Jehovah's Witnesses, go on their website, type in Ham and read the description they got for Ham. They were saying Ham was the darkest of all of his two brothers. But they want to maneuver the situation to make like the other two was way lighter than him. That's what they're trying to do. Look at their website. Read the information. And then they try to allude Ham had a little Hebrew because he had other descendants on the east of Africa. Shoot, brother, what are you talking about? Sister, oh, that's Sister Nora. I'm sorry. You know what, Sister Nora, I'm gonna say this. I had that question too. And especially when they had the Green Bible and they had the question mark of the Garden of Eden, but it was in Africa. And, you know, I'm being a child, it's like I got that little childish mentality, but you know what I'm saying, but there's a lot of Africans in Africa, but you betraying Adam and Eve and some white people. And see now, when we was asleep, sister, we didn't know no better. I mean, when the Most High said he was going to take his power, his spirit away from us, brothers, we didn't understand the gravity of it because we didn't even know that we was the people. But if you want to talk about the people that did not know anything, that was us. Now we woke. We questioning everything. They seeing that, hey, we are losing this fight. They want to come up with this movie talking about David. Then they got the chosen. They're trying their best to make a comeback. And no, brothers and sisters, listen to me. The world is going to realize who you are. And they already realizing who you are, who we are. They are literally gearing themselves up for a fight with this awakening. That's what they're doing. Jehovah's Witnesses talk about a paradise earth, a great tribulation, the complete sealing of the 144,000. This is what they talk about. And those 144,000, the governing body, well, from when I was a child, all of them was white. All of them. From the tribe of Judah, from the tribe of Issachar, and things of that nature. We didn't think nothing of it, brothers. We didn't think nothing of it. When the Most High said that we was going to lose our heritage and things of that nature, brothers and sisters, I tell you, if you want to talk about people that was dumb in the dark, we was those people that was dumb in the dark. Yeah, the 144,000 are one that was chosen to go to heaven. That's their teaching. And it's a very I'm saying this, brothers. This is a very serious situation to be in. That is half asleep and still stuck in an illusion, because there are some Jehovah's Witnesses now. I'm sorry. And right now, I'm not being funny now. I'm not being funny. The ones I'm concerned with are the Negroes. Because when we worship hard. If you are in the world and if you don't believe nothing about God, you gonna believe something. If you worship in the street, you gonna be in those streets hard. If you gonna be in that church, you gonna be in that church hard. That's just who we are. But like the Most High said, I'm going to weed my people out. But he's calling us out. He's calling us out. He's waking us up to who we truthfully are. Because like I said, I was, was it 2 days ago? When it comes to blood transfusion, don't get me wrong, brothers. I do see a reasoning with that. I do. Because now we starting to understand this blood that's flowing through our veins, it is absolutely very important. So when you get into a medical situation, I'm not going to tell you what to do and what not to do. Me, myself, with this awakening, if I have to change a diet to build my blood up, so be it. Take somebody else's blood, I don't know what's in it. That's just me. Much less talking about eating it. Oh, no. But now, Israel, the Most High, like he said, go be trampled. Some of us are getting accustomed to medium rare beef or cooked food, for that matter. Meats. We're getting accustomed to it. When the Most High said, you must not eat blood, drain it out, cook it well done. But then the Gentiles come in and say, hey, you cooking out all the juices. They were coming out, and brother, that ain't pink. They just flat out, just downright flesh and blood. That is not no juice. But this is what I'm telling you now. We're getting accustomed to what the Gentiles bring in. And now Jehovah's Witnesses put out that information, say, hey, you cannot tell a person that he's eating. This is what they're saying. It is absolutely based upon that person's conscience. All right. So I said to this brother here, he said, now, this is how you want to manipulate what the Most High said. And I told this to my mother because she told me she like her meat medium rare. And I'm like, and I said to her, I said, who are you going to listen to? The faithful and discreet slaves, or are you going to listen to the Most High that comes out of the Bible? He is using the faithful and discreet slave to give out spiritual food at the proper time. This is how they are manipulating our brothers and sisters within Jehovah's Witnesses. You have to call it what it is. This is what they're doing. And then, like I said, my mother said, well, Michael Ray, you got to wait on them. They're going to explain this here. I said, they've been around since the 1800s. They've been around since the 1800s. They know exactly what they're doing. And they're not trying to let you know anything. They're trying to keep you in the dark because, hey, they're doing what the Most High said they should not be doing. They are rejoicing in Jacob's fall. But, hey, Black people don't realize who they are. They don't know that they are Jacob. But as long as they can keep you in illusion, keep you blind, sleep, deaf, dumb, crippled, and crazy, they're going to do it because they are rejoicing in your fall. This is what they're doing. Sister Norma, tell you, when I was a child, I got hit in the face with a baseball. And it busted 3 arteries. I lost so much blood, sis. Let me tell you something. Whoo-wee, good night. Sis, please. And my nose it just bled and bled and bled and bled and bled. I got, sister, my nose bled so much, especially in the middle of the night, because I stayed in the hospital for like a month. And then they was talking about giving me a blood transfusion. Oh, no, girl. Sis, I did not want no blood transfusion. I didn't. Even at a young age, I did not want a blood transfusion. I did not. I just didn't want it. And so my mother, she started telling them, no, we're Jehovah's Witnesses and we don't believe in so and so, so and so. They didn't give me no blood transfusion. But the doctor was like, ma'am, your son filled up 2 pitchers. And the pitchers, water pitchers. And I'm saying, when I say, it was like, how many gallons was that? Like 2.5 gallons. I felt, from my nose, there was bleeding twice. My mom looked at us and said, boy, it was so full. It was spilling all in the car and everything. My mom said, throw it out the window. I mean, I tipped the thing over and poured out the window. Before she got to the hospital, I filled it up again. You want to talk about somebody that was nervous? Oh, yeah, my mother, she was highly nervous. She thought, she thought I was going to die. And so, I mean, once it got there, but I didn't get no blood transfusion. I had to just cope with it. And that's what got my mother into herbs. And she was trying to figure out what she can get. She was talking to all these types of herbalists and things until eventually, after some years, it just tapered down. And but every night, it was not a big thing for me to wake up in the morning. I had the mattress was soaked in blood. I got tired of getting up, going to the bathroom, using cold water and all that stuff, trying, towels and everything. I would just lay there and let my nose bleed because I just got tired of getting up every night. And my father was like, boy, what's wrong? He looked and he said, Mike. And so he called my mother and said, what's wrong with this boy? Yeah, he just, his nose, his bleed at night. And he just get tired of getting up, standing over the toilet for like 30 minutes, hoping that it stopped, taking tissue and all that stuff. It was just frustrating. So eventually, by the grace of the Most High, I just got better. But that's how I got into herbs. was by means of, my mother and then the things that happened to me. But yeah, the transfusion, no, I was not, trying to do that. And then, and I mean, the Most High said, do not eat meat. Not meat. Do not eat blood, drink blood. But what do the nations do? They do exactly what the Most High said do not do. Hey, that's where the laws come from. The Most High seen what they was doing. And he was telling us, hey, do not do this here. Boom. That's where he got the laws from. But they want to look at us as we are despicable. But no, yeah, this stuff here started with you all. Uncleanness started with the nation, the Gentiles. So, going back and looking at things from a standpoint of being a Jehovah's Witness and having the experience with them, there's no brotherhood there, brothers. It's going to be an illusion. It's going to be fake. They will look and laugh and and thinking they breaking bread with you. But when it gets down to it, brothers, you're going to see the Most High is going to allow you to see their true colors. He's going to allow that to happen. He's going to allow for you to see exactly who your family is and things of that nature. That's what he's going to do. Me myself, no. And then when it came to my son, I told us, now, Mike, do not get baptized. As a matter of fact, when I was a Jehovah's Witness, I was not trying to push my son towards baptism because of what I seen kids get disfellowship at 15, 16 years old. That's psychological damaging to that child. But the faithful and discreet slave does not get that. And then for everybody that get this fellowship, they claim that, once the elders send that paperwork over showing that this person got this fellowship, that they pray over you. I'm like, how you know where you go pray over me and you don't even know me? There were some cases, brother. I'm going to say this, brothers, and I'm going to start on with my exit plan, my conclusion. I'm going to say this. I was speaking earlier when I was telling you, brothers, I went to the elders because me and my wife have some issues, my son's mother. So eventually, these brothers came to a point and they were talking about questioning me about something. I was like, bro, what are you talking about? And so they asked me, well, Mike, we need for you to step outside for a moment. I stepped outside the office, right? And they called me back in. I came back in, boom. They said, well, we all three of the elders, we decided to disfellowship you. And I was like, nigga, what? For what? I'm like, who did what? And so they just start stumbling through the scriptures. I was like, bruh, you still missing my point. Y'all trying to go through the scriptures and find something. It was a scripture talking about discipline and, whatever. They couldn't find the scripture. And I said, what are you all disfellowshipping me for? That's why I kept asking them. They did not tell me. So what I did, I was like, bump it. Do what you think you need to do. Because me, my mind was already set. I was going to get a divorce from this woman. Period. That's what I was going to do. I said, you know what? I don't want to make a mockery of Jehovah's Witnesses. I said, let me go ahead and be disfellowshipped then. Because what I'm going to do, I'm not trying to bring a reproach on his name. That was my mentality. So because I knew I was going back and forth to court. I knew I was going to go fight for my son. So these brothers, I went on with the disfellowship. So what I did though, what they did, I knew was wrong. So I called the circuit overseer. And he said, and so I was explaining to him what happened. This little narrow neck chicken man, that Gentile made me so mad. I was like, dude, I just hung up the phone. I hung up the phone. He didn't. He was like, well, you know, brother, what I'm gonna say is that take the discipline. I was like, take the dip. I just hung the phone up. Hung the phone up. And I talked to another brother. You know, I said, man, bump all this nonsense. Ain't nobody finna keep going back and forth with this stuff in here. So, but what I did. Now, as time went on, and don't get me wrong, brother, it was stressful. Plenty of days I was sitting on the edge of the sofa trying to figure out what was going on. This woman trying to keep me away from my child. So I got custody. The judge granted me custody. This woman, a Jehovah's Witness. Now, mind you, we're going back and forth to court. This woman was stepping in, and this woman who's a Jehovah's Witness, stepping in front of the judge saying I was in the relationship, I was sexually abusing her and everything. And I was just looking at this woman. I was like, nigga, are you for real? And when I say I'm saying what was on my mind. I was like, are you joking me? I couldn't believe it. And so, and I'm like, this woman is crazy. And so what happened as time went on, then we went, we went through the court, the trial. That judge found that, oh, let me tell you something. That judge got that woman caught up in so many different lies. It was unbelievable. I felt sorry for her. The judge said, ma'am, you lie to me one more time, you going to jail. And she came back and told a lie right after that. I was like, well, good night. I was outdone. The judge said, you know what? Nope. This is what we're going to do. The judge said something. We went home. Like 2 weeks later, we came back for the judge ruling. She gave me complete, absolute custody of my son. He was 4 years old. You want to talk about somebody boo-hooing and crying in court? That was her and her sister. But they tried everything to separate me from my son. And they, to this day, are still Jehovah's Witnesses. They still consider themselves spiritual people. To this very day. And the sad thing about it is this, brothers. That's the norm with a lot of brothers, black brothers and sisters. The sisters, and this is the sad thing about it. In Jehovah's Witnesses, they hold on to this here. You're not scared your husband go out there and cheat on you? No, he go get this fellowship. This is what they used to say back in the 90s. This is what they used to say in the 90s. Or he know he can't go out there, he do something, he go get this fellowship. And that was the fear that brothers had of being disfellowshipped. But when the stress got to be unbearable, those brothers, they said, bump it. I just got to be disfellowshipped if you think I'm going to put up with that nonsense. And these sisters start finding themselves single, overweight, single, talking about what they think they can do. Oh, I can still get a brother. Yeah, but life showed them something totally different. And brothers, you may think I'm joking. I'm going to just give you one good example. Listen, this happened. You remember I was telling you, brothers, a couple of days ago, there was a sister, a dark-skinned sister, and I described you to her. She was nice, shaped and everything. And then she ended up sleeping with one of the elders that was sitting on her case. That brother, he got disfellowship. Him and his wife had 4 kids. Well, have 4 kids. But there was kids at the time. So the husband said he was sorry for what he did. But he was telling his wife he did not want a divorce from her. She was upset, for what he did. But what had happened was this: 4 kids. Now, granted, this is she's a beautiful sister. I give her that. So she talking about, no, I'm gonna get a divorce. I'm gonna get a divorce. So the elders met with her, and they was encouraging her. Seek forgiveness. And one of the elders, he was real with her. He says, sister, you're 35 years old, almost 40. You got 4 kids. Oh, I still can find somebody. So and so, so and so. And the brother was like, but why do you want to start all over again with somebody new? No, he did what he did, and so and so, so and so. And she was just upset. She was highly upset. But she didn't listen. This man did not want a divorce. She did. She got the divorce. Yeah, she got the divorce. She did. And then 6 months later down the line, she got disfellowshipped. Ended up sleeping with some dude. That's what happened. She got disfellowshipped, sleeping with some dude, because she thought it was going to be easy for her to go out there and get married with 4 kids. Now, all you was going to do is somebody go tap it and go send you on about your business. She did not understand the way of the world. See, she was thinking from a Jehovah's Witness side that she go find her brother. Brother was looking at, you got 4 kids. You're 35 years old. And she is not the only one. She is not the only one. I know plenty of sisters went down that road and they got dealt horrible. But this is what Jehovah's Witnesses push out to sisters. Oh, he messed up, he get disfellowship. All right, but you ain't looking at the end result. Because let me tell you something. The Most High don't make mistakes. He created man and woman. And this woman, this man, you're going to have sexual urges. Off the top, you're going to have them. If you want, you consider being fool yourself if you want to. That is absolutely your God-given will. But be real with yourself. If you're going to live a holy life, live it. If you can make room to forgive, make room for it. But be real with yourself, because you can go out there, be upset, get a divorce, thinking you go find somebody over here or over there, and the world will show you something totally different. You're going to have a very rude awakening. And within Jehovah's Witnesses, yes, it came down on a lot of sisters. They think it did, did a number on the brothers. Yeah, it did. But they didn't think that apple was not going to harm them where it rolled away. And those sisters, 6 months down the line, they getting disfellowship. The husband may be wrong at what he did, but trust and believe, you went down the same road he went down. This is what's happening within Jehovah's Witnesses right now. These young kids that's getting married now, no, they don't hold whatever they got going on. Brothers and sisters, please. It is absolutely mind-boggling. They sit here and they talk all this stuff. Or how this is the true religion. Now, truthfully, brothers, it's crumbling from inside out. That's what's happening. And the Most High is allowing them to see these things. Just like within any other religion. If they're talking about this and they talking about they need money for this, the Most High is letting you see this because they're talking what's on their hearts. This faithful, discreet, the slaves, brothers, only thing that's faithful about them is the deceit that they're using within Jehovah's Witnesses. They're faithfully deceiving brothers and sisters. And this is just an encouragement, brothers. Ask the Most High to teach you. If you think you know everything, you're unteachable. You are absolutely unteachable, and you can't be taught, and you won't be taught because you don't want to be taught. These last days, brothers and sisters, let me tell you, with this awakening and things, and I know for a fact for the vast majority of us, we never thought that it would go this deep, but it is, and it's happening. And we are that mature group of people that's on these media channels, yelling from the mountaintop, we woke. We are those people and we being truthful and demanding all at the same time, and the world can't take it. That's who we are. This is what we're doing. Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom, Sister Melody. I'm so sorry, sister, I did not see you in the chat. All right, and I'm just saying your comment. Sisters, truthfully, it is absolutely very dangerous to be talking about a blood transfusion with all of this, C-19 going about. It's very dangerous. If there's any fruits, vegetables out there that can do it, I mean, what? Double up on it. Double up on it. But I tell you, brothers, there's going to be a measure of anger coming from religion across the board. It's going to. And truthfully, it was meant to. It was meant for us to go through what we went through. Some man went through some things that was just downright, just trifling. I knew one sister. I said, I'm trying to get up out of here, but I got so many different experiences, brother. It is just absolutely ridiculous. But this sister, she's from Arizona. And she was explaining what happened to her when she was a child. And her and her sisters, three of her sisters. And it had something to do with their uncle, their mother's brother. And so, and it would appear that she got dealt the worst. And so now her older sister, she don't even know. She wear her feelings on her sleeves when it comes to Jehovah's Witnesses. They was raised around Jehovah's Witnesses. And so they all decided to go to the elders on what their uncles was doing in them. And so she said, her and her three sisters, the elders was like, are you sure this happened and thing? And they was talking to them as if they brought it up on themselves. And she said, Mike, my older sister, and I met her older sister. She said, I cursed them out up and down, sideways, and everything. When I say there's some anger in it, brothers, see, Christian or Jehovah's Witnesses do not understand, out of all of their dirt that they have been practicing, all of that dirt is about to slap them in the face. It's a brick. All of that dirt has come together as a hot brick. And it's like they landing this thing on the side of the face of Christendom. And this is what we're experiencing right down to this very day. They got themselves hemmed up. Now you got, and that's including Islam too. They're fighting. But like I said, brothers, this is not our fight. Brothers, sisters need to truthfully come out. If you feel that you got questions, and this is just my encouragement, brothers, pray to the Most High, ask him to teach you to open up your heart so that you can have a correct understanding in which way you need to walk. But if you don't, trust and believe, you're going to go down with them. You're going to go down with them. You're not going to escape that sword because your mindset is this. I got the truth and can't nobody tell me anything different. You're going to get, you're going to get some stitches. If that life is not taken, trust and believe, you go get some stitches. The Most High said, come out of her. He mean every last drop of Babylon. Get out of her. If you want to dibble and dabble, trust and believe, you will get stitches. You will get some stitches. You're going to know what you need. You're going to know exactly what you, and right now, it seems this is where we are at right now. For those that think they got it made, that hey, this is it, no, they go get some stitches. If they're able to survive the sword. Like I said, brothers, the Most High has a desire not to destroy no one. If you got to get stitches, he'd rather give you the stitches than your life to be taken. That's his desire. Brothers, this is not the time. This great tribulation is going to be absolutely overwhelming. But hey, I'm not saying that in fear, that we need to feed into fear. The Most High said, I'm going to cover you over this hour of judgment for the nation. This is what he's saying. That's if we have that mindset of wanting and having our hearts and minds open up to the Most High. When you got your mind and your heart open up to him, you trusting him to feed you at the proper time, trust and believe you will get fed. You're going to get fed and you're going to be protected. The shift is in and going on right now up under this awakening. Everything, the last days started with this awakening. Israel, you woke up. This is what you did. We woke up with a vengeance. We woke up to truth. We got the apocryphers. Now we understand you. Like I said, brothers, in the beginning, in the opening of it, we made that U-turn. You can proudly raise your hand up to the Most High and give him glory. Because we made that U-turn. And now we setting the road back to the Most High, making his heart rejoice. Now he sends Abraham. If he was living, oh yes, he'd be shedding tears. We done turned around, went through the mud, went through the fire, went through the sewer, went through trampling. We thought we was in religion. Religion trampled us. Got into the system, trampled us, and we woke up. When we woke up, we made that U-turn. And we started looking in the way that we need to be going. And we've been on that road since. The Most High is asking us to stay on it. Correct? The road is. If we got to walk behind somebody, so be it, as long as you're on the road. Walk behind them. You ain't going to get lost. But you're on that broad and spacious road, oh my goodness, you hemmed up. Too much space. Too much space. You can get lost on that road. And religion is on that road. It's broad. It's spacious. Full of lies. Changing names. The most important beings, names that we need to be upholding, they changed just to keep darkness on the world. That's what they did. And they're hoping to maintain it. But hey, the maintenance of it, it's falling apart. It is falling apart. But before I close out, brothers, let me play this video before I close out. We're going to play this video, then I'm going to come back in. We're going to close it out. I didn't realize it's been almost 3 hours.
Such as was not since the beginning of the world. For Yahusha said, there shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be. Matthew 24:21. And the beast shall rise from the sea. The earth will marvel, the wicked will bow, but the chosen will stand. I see the image of the beast rise high. Crowns of blasphemy touch the sky. Power from the dragon deceiving men. They worship gold, they trust in sin. Oh, The mark and number on every hand. A system built to rule the land. Buying and selling, control and change. But Yah's word forever reigns. Yeah, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. This tribulation will be great, but we shall stand in Yah's grace. Hey. Through the fire we won't break, hey, for his name is our escape. Ooh, hey. Set apart from Babylon's ways, come out my people, obey. For the Lamb is our light and our gate. This tribulation will be great. False prophets speak smooth and lies, but their tongues are flames that die. The nations rage, the kings conspire, but Yah will strike with holy fire. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. So look for peace among your brothers, love one another, lift each other, hold fast the truth, forsake deceit, for Yah's word makes us complete. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. Come out of her, my people, then that ye receive not of her plagues. Oh, flee the idols, flee the faith. Yeah, Babylon burns in her shame. Yeah, judgment falls, heavens and shake. Only the righteous shall awake. For the day of Yah is near, and it is darkness and not light. This tribulation will be great, but Yah is mighty to save. Oh, when the earthquakes and kingdoms fade, his word remains, he paves the way. Lift your eyes, don't faint or sway, for redemption draws near today. Seal your heart in Yah's name. This tribulation will be great. And I saw heaven opened, and behold a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. He comes with clouds, with power and flame, to break the beast and judge the slain. Every knee shall bow and every tongue confess, Yahushua reigns in righteousness. This tribulation will be great, but the righteous shall elevate. Through trial and storm we'll celebrate, for Yah our King will vindicate. No fear, no shame, no gate can bind his chosen seals. His glory shines. He is life, the truth, the way. This tribulation will be great. Behold, darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But Yah shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Isaiah 60. Stand firm in faith, for this tribulation shall be great, but so shall be my deliverance.
And with that, brothers and sisters, my encouragement is, hold tight. This Exodus, the second Exodus, the greater Exodus, brothers, we're there. We're standing at the front door of it. the threshold. We just didn't continue to endure. Continue to endure. You know, pray for one another. Lace your prayers with love. That's my encouragement. Brothers and sisters, enjoy the rest of your day. And continue, like I said, continue to pray for your brothers and sisters. Walk on water. Scrutinize your flesh in order to strengthen your spirit. And on that note, brothers and sisters, I would say Shabbat Shalom. Take care.